Hello, everyone, and welcome to Conversations in 4Color, the video blog that I've been putting together to enhance your experience with our original podcast, Conversations in 4Color, which is on our Patreon page, and it's exclusive to our subscribers and followers. That being said, this video blog is not exclusive, and it just goes out there for everyone, so I hope you enjoy it. It's me, Kevin Powers, talking about an individual comic book for your listening and entertainment value pleasure. That being said, that is a great preference for the comic book I'm going to talk about today when I say entertainment value. So I am a very fond follower of many different campaigns on Kickstarter platform and Indiegogo and, of course, BackerKit. I've delved into a lot more of the more nudity and erotic comic books and art books so far over the last year, just to kind of get an idea of what that subgenre of independently produced comics is actually about. There are some many great titles I have come across. The only one I'm going to really mention is Private Dance, from Cheeky Comics, which I think is absolutely amazing. But on this episode, we're not going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about one that I thought might be good, but it is questionable. And that is How to Make an American Porn 1 and 2. And I will show you the actual pictures of these, and you'll see those come up. How to Make an American Porn 1 and 2. The Kickstarter campaign I picked these up from was originally for the second issue, and I just kind of bought the first issue to kind of get an idea of what the story was. When you pick up one that's obviously more of the sex or erotic type comic books, you have a general idea of what you might get into, but you never always know until you read it. Fortunately, what I will say first is the creative team behind this it was created by Andrea Blanco and Ice Crispy. With a script by Ice Crispy and pencils by Andrea Blanco. So these two together kind of craft this comic book. I can't say I was all that impressed by it. I would have liked to be, but I think this is not the title for me. This comes off as a sex rom-com, sexcapade type of comic book that was, prevalent in the 70s and 80s. Something similar to Porky's or even more modern American Pie. I don't really dig on those anymore, so I don't think this was actually the kind of comic book for me, but I'm gonna go into a little bit of detail for the first two issues. Now, our main character is someone who has lived in a very sheltered life. Her father is her single parent father, or at least I think that is. I don't remember getting an impression that the mother is around anymore. Single parent father is like kind of kept her with that chastity belt, and she's going off to college. And the first thing she wants to do is have sex. And so right then and there's all this ideal about sex being on the female character's mind the entire time. But that also plays in the fact that unlike her brother, who's having sex all the time with even her best friend, she has not. And she thinks that by getting away to college, away from her family, she'll be able to experience life the way it should be experienced. Now, it's funny because the very first thing that happens when she goes to college is her father's taking her stuff into her dorm room, and of course the first thing he sees is a couple having sex, her roommate having sex, and that's kind of the idea that you get. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not, and it could just be because it's not the right type of comic book for me. If you enjoy those sexcapades type comic books, you might really enjoy this one. The art does fit with the type of tone of the comic book. I will say that the art does fit with it. It's very funny, comical artwork, almost manga-ish in some aspects. And if you like that, you will definitely like that for this title. But it takes a long time to get into the meat and potatoes of this premise, because it's all called How to Make an American Porn. And by the second issue, you realize exactly what that is. She is going to college, and you're not really 100% sure what she's going in there for, but she is taking a film class. That might not be her major, but that's what she's taking. She's taking a film class, and she's been partnered up by one of the more elusive students. and they decide to go to they call it a hot party, a hot party where everyone's having sex and having, well, I don't know if they're all having sex, but they all have the impression that everyone's having sex, and it's all about nudity everywhere, and it's kind of crazy. So if you like those type of things, you're definitely going to love this. But it leads them to all kinds of other misadventures for the first 2 episodes before you get to the point, which is our main character and her partner, who wants to make a really prestigious film. She, at the last minute, literally the last minute of the second issue, decides that the 2 of them are going to make a porno film, and she is going to be the subject because the porno film is going to follow her as she loses her virginity at college. That is the premise of this title, and it takes 2 issues to get to that. It is a really slow build, because it's too busy trying to show the sexcapades and antics of this main character before it gets to the actual thing. Now, there are a lot of other characters in the story, but first 2 issues, you don't really get a sense of any of them, really. You get a sense of the main character, but the rest of them are just like, for right now, they're just background characters. And since this title is not coming out on like a monthly schedule, I don't want to wait around for long periods of time to read more issues. I did not find it interesting enough for me to do that, but that doesn't mean it will not appeal to you. I think I am the wrong audience for this. I don't mind taking a chance on any type of comic book or story ideas out there. I don't think I'm the right audience for this. That being said, I think that there is a big audience out there who loves their comics with sexcapades and all kinds of nudity and all kinds of manga-ish type of aesthetics. I think that's probably going to be its biggest draw, because it is a very much like a manga-esque with the artwork and that type of story. And if you've read those type of manga, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I've read some of them. Also, like I said, not my cup of tea, but that doesn't mean I don't read them. It doesn't mean I don't experience them. It doesn't mean I'm not willing to go out there and check out what other types of creators are doing. That is the most important thing when I check out any type of comic book, is what are other artists, creative people doing? And why are they doing it? And what perspective are they bringing to something I'm not really familiar with? It's good to get out of your comfort zone and to experience other things out there and to read other things that you're not used to reading or experiencing. I will gladly read and experience any type of creative person out there, because I think that's the only way you can have a really good impression of what other artists and creative people are producing. So that was How to Make an American Porn 1 and 2. I don't know if I will be reading any more of this. That does not mean that it won't be a compelling thing. It would be interesting to see how the whole story of the main character and filming a porno goes about. I will say this, that I'm not against stuff like that. I am a huge fan of the movie X. If you've seen the movie X from filmmaker Ty West, that is all about a film crew making a porno film. And they made it in a compelling way, or he made it into a compelling way that kept me engaged from beginning to end. This one could just be a slow burn. And it's more interested in keeping you along for all the sexcapades that happens throughout the series. Now, there is a major set piece in each issue, and I'm not going to give away them all, because that's part of the fun of reading the comic book. If you like that type of comic book, is reading the big set pieces that are in each one, and I'm sure that will be the draw for each additional issue that comes after that. So with that, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, the conversations in 4Color, the blog, I don't even know how to call it though, the video blog so far. I hope that you would check out the original podcast, Conversations in 4Color, which is on our Patreon page. You have to be a subscriber or follower in order to have access to that. That is produced about twice a month. It is random. It is not on any type of schedule. You just have to be a follower or subscriber, and we will give you notification when a new episode comes out. With that, I hope that you've had a pleasant day listening to me talk about this. I hope you go out there and check out How to Make an American Porn. It will most certainly be on Kickstarter for the future issues, but I will hopefully find the website where you can purchase it yourself if you're interested. Please make sure to leave me comments. Make sure to leave me questions. If you are a creative person and you just want me to give you feedback on your comic book or your book or whatever, please send me a PDF or ask me in the comments section, and I'll make sure to get right back to you. I'm always looking forward to commenting and reading other artists' creative outlet. So with that, I hope you've had a pleasant experience watching this podcast, and have a great day.